What's up, everybody? This is Mario, and I'm back with another episode of Endurify. And today it's a somewhat of a special episode of Endurify. I am recording while I'm driving, and this is something I wanted to test out because one of my biggest mentors and somebody who got me started on this process, his name is Russell Brunson, and he is the founder of ClickFunnels, and he's a big author and speaker, and he's built like an insane business. But when he was starting his podcast, he knew that he had such limited time with his business and with everything that he was doing, and he knew he had to keep it super simple in order to record and publish every day. And so he realized that he had 10 to 15 minutes in the morning when he was driving to work. So every single day as he's driving to work, he would record an episode and share what he was learning and what was happening in his business. And so I actually just got done with a trail run. It was about an hour, and it was awesome, just a great way to start my day. And I'm driving back to the house, and I wanted to try out recording in the car. So let's see how this goes. So something that I was thinking about is yesterday I opened up the Headspace app, and if you've listened to any of my previous episodes, then you know that I'm a big believer in mindset. I'm a big believer in exercise. I'm a big believer in sleep as like key things to, become the best version of yourself and manage your stress on a day-to-day basis. But another one of the biggest kind of habits that I have in my life is meditation. And so I opened up the Headspace app, and that is the app that I use to meditate every single day. Highly recommend if you're trying to start a meditation habit that you just download Headspace and check out their free basic course, because it walks you through in 3 to 5 to 10 minutes a day of how to get started with the practice of meditation. And in Headspace, they have different courses that are focused on different topics, but they also have single types of meditations. But what they also have are these stories, and they have stories from their users of people who are kind of overcoming anxiety and overcoming stress. And then they have an associated meditation with that. And the title of the story caught my attention yesterday, and I wanted to share that with you today. And so the title of the story is How I Ran My First Marathon as Somebody Who Doesn't Run at All, or something like that. And so I read through the story, and this was a woman who used to be an athlete, and now that she has kids, she is so busy, and she's working, and she's got all of these different responsibilities that she doesn't have time for exercise. But and that was creating a lot of stress for her. She didn't have a lot of energy, and she was really stressed and anxious. And so what she decided to do in the month of February is that each day she would run just 1 mile. And she did that for 26 straight days. And then the last day she just ran 0.2 miles to run her first marathon. And now I know you might be listening to this and you're thinking, okay, it's not technically a marathon because you don't do it consecutively, but for her, it's a big deal. And for her, it is a marathon. And, running 26.2 miles over those 26 or 27 days is a big accomplishment for her. And she talked about how she, is using that to gain confidence and to go on and become more of a runner in her daily life. And so that was just something that I was thinking about that I think is relevant to share with all of you, because I'm a big believer in habits, and really the best way to start developing healthy habits is to start as small as possible, because the easier it is to get started with an activity, then the more likely it is that you're going to complete that and you're going to achieve that. And so if you're somebody who maybe doesn't consider yourself to be a runner, this would be a good way to get started with running. Just run 1 mile a day and do that consecutively for 26 days. The last day you can run 1.2 miles to finish it off and run that kind of unofficial marathon. And this is similar to a concept that I've talked about in the past, where it's called segmentation, where you take a big challenge and you break it down into smaller pieces and you make it more manageable. So that's just something I was kind of thinking about today that I wanted to share with you. And this is where I want to bring it back to you and, ask you, is this something that you might want to take on as one of your next challenges? Are you somebody who maybe was in shape or did used to exercise, and now you're trying to get back into that habit and that routine of exercise? If that sounds like you and this is something that you might want to take on, I would challenge you to take that on today. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that served you, and I hope you all have an amazing day.